When people talk about badass video game characters, they talk about Kratos, Master Chief, the Doomslayer, Dante, Solid Snake, Agent 47, and a bunch more. But most people forget that there's a protagonist far more human and grounded in his own world. He's the embodiment of relentless determination, total badassery, and unyielding resilience in the faces of unimaginable odds. But what makes Max Payne stand out in a world full of tough-as-nails heroes? Why does he come on top as the most badass video game protagonist? The most dangerous person is someone who's got nothing to lose, and Max has lost a lot more than he could have imagined. Walking into your house and finding two druggies killing your daughter and wife leaves a mark on you.
No!
That doesn't go away with any medication or therapy, but to numb the pain, Payne had to resort to painkillers, and us to live with the haunting echoes of that fateful night. Max's story is not only sad but also somber. The gritty and depressing atmosphere, Max's dark yet sometimes sarcastic quotes.
What have I got to lose? Apart from the weight. Very funny. Ha ha. Yes, that is a fake laugh, you jerk.
And the soothingly melancholic voice of James McCaffrey that brought an iconic character to life. The tone of Max's story is set as soon as you boot up the first game in the series.
They were all dead. The final gunshot was an exclamation mark to everything that had led to this point. I released my finger from the trigger, and then it was over.
It is obvious that the only way Max could find peace is by hunting down and eliminating those who were responsible for the death of his wife and daughter. Seeking vengeance, Max delves into the criminal underworld of New York City, uncovering a conspiracy involving the Valkyr drug and the powerful Aesir Corporation. Max's drive for revenge transforms him into an unstoppable killing machine. Max single-handedly wipes out half the city's criminal population. It's not just revenge driving him, it's sheer fearlessness. He dives headfirst into the most dangerous spots, leaves a trail of bodies behind, and always comes out alive, no matter how chaotic things get. All while maintaining his iconic, unflinching demeanor. Just think about it. This massive, formidable corporation gets completely wrecked by one dude. They throw everything they got at him. Goons, professional killers, major crime bosses, top quality weapon arsenal, you name it. Bro can literally take on John Wick at this point. With his iconic bullet time ability, he's like a force of nature. He handles any weapon like it's child's play, dodging bullets like raindrops and dual-wielding submachine guns like it's nobody's business. In the first game, he's like a minigun on steroids, tearing through enemies like they're nothing. He strikes fear into the hearts of the underworld, mobsters, mafia goons, and Vinny's crew, Valkyr junkies, corrupt cops, you name it. He takes them all on without breaking a sweat. It's not something just anyone can do. Only a man with nerve of steel and unstoppable drive can pull off feats like that.
I don't know about angels, but it's fear that gives men wings.
Max isn't some invincible superhero. In fact, it's his humanity that makes him the ultimate badass. He's as human as they come, with fears and flaws just like anyone else. Yet, despite it all, he charges headfirst into danger without batting an eye. That's what sets him apart from the rest. His sheer guts and determination in the faces of overwhelming odds.
What do you mean he's unstoppable? You are superior to him in every way that counts. You are better trained, better equipped. You outnumber him at least 20 to 1. Do your job.
Max isn't just battling bad guys. He's wrestling his own demons too. His world is a gritty, criminal-filled nightmare, and after the chaos of the game, his past keeps clawing at him in the second.
lied to myself that it was over. I was still alive. My loved ones were still dead. It wasn't over.
It wasn't over is the best way to start off the next game in the series. Even after mowing down hundreds of bad guys in the first game, Max still hasn't found peace. And this time around, well, let's just say he's knee-deep in even more mess than before. Not only does he have to live with his haunting past, but now he's also entangled in a web of conspiracy, betrayal, and even more vengeance. The stakes are arguably higher in Max Payne 2. While Max's quest for vengeance in the first game is deeply personal and intense, in the sequel, he finds himself entangled in a web of conspiracy and betrayal that extends beyond his personal vendetta. The stakes are raised as Max becomes a part of a larger conflict, facing powerful enemies and uncovering shocking truths about his own past. Max's emotional journey in the second game is more complex, as he grapples with his demons while navigating through a world filled with more danger and uncertainty. This time around, Max faces tougher foes, elite squad members, thugs, cleaners, Russian mobsters, and corrupt cops all are gunning for him. And to make matters worse, even his friends turn against him. But Max Payne, this relentless badass doesn't back down. His signature bullet time combined with his ruthless brutality makes him an unstoppable force. He even gets shot in the head by a desert eagle, falls 100 feet, and survives, pissing off Vlad so much that he screams,
"Why don't you just die?"
Vlad himself knows that Max has the
Biggest mobster body count ever.
yet he still betrays him. Knowing Max will come raining hell on him like the Angel of Death, Vlad sends everything he's got to eliminate Max. But Max is a force of nature, an unstoppable storm that tears through Vlad's men with ruthless efficiency, leaving a trail of destruction and death in his wake. Max hasn't only been through tough gunfights, but has endured hell in the second chapter of his story. The second game brought in a complex narrative that deepened the themes of trust, deception, and the gritty reality of Max's world. A world that made him into a brutal survivor. This intricate plot showcased significant character development for Max. His moral compass shifted as he hid evidence, killed a fellow detective, and aided an assassin. It revealed that Max Payne is as human as they come, complete with flaws, guilt, and the darker sides of humanity. He's driven by lust, haunted by guilt, and relentless in his pursuit of justice and vengeance.
I hated it. I welcomed it. Everything was clear again. No more ambiguities, no more questions.
No gun when you need one.
One last thing left to do. I was compelled to give Vlad his gun back. One bullet at a time. So I guess I'd become what they wanted me to be. A killer.
Max Payne 3 is the reason why I'm making this video. Sure, Max has been through hell in the first two games, but in the third installment, he's in absurdly deep waters. The sheer number of people gunning for Max is unheard of. This time around, Max's journey takes him to Sao Paulo, where he becomes the bodyguard of a wealthy man named Rodrigo Bronco. The story twists and turns, but throughout the game, Max fights to protect Rodrigo, his wife, and his younger brother, and he faces failure at every turn. Max Payne 3 brought changes to gameplay, art style, mechanics, and environment, all majorly different from the first two games. But the tone remained dark and somber, keeping the iconic Max Payne vibe alive.
When had I ever needed to invite trouble in?
Max gets into a lot of mess this time around. He kills the son of a major mob boss, putting a bounty on his head so high that every street thug, mobster, and gang member in New York City is after him.
They ain't gonna make this easy for us, are they?
After wiping out dozens of mobsters, he's hunted by a paramilitary group desperate to take him down, but they all fail miserably. Then the major gangs of Sao Paulo try to eliminate him, and guess what? Exactly, he didn't die. Max even takes on the entire police force of Sao Paulo. Dozens of elite squad members drop like flies to Max's bullets. Max is way more brutal this time around. Sure, there's a limit to what he can carry, but some combinations deliver devastating damage to enemies. Max dual-wielding submachine guns and tearing through a room full of body-armored bad guys is surreal to play. If the first game made you feel like a minigun on steroids, then this game you're controlling a slow-paced yet destructive mech suit. Max's bullet time is more refined this time around, making every dodge and shoot dodge as badass as a blockbuster action movie. Half the stuff Max does in this game would make Die Hard look like a sitcom rehearsal. Bro literally jumps from one train to another like it's his daily routine, survives an explosion, walks out alive from a Sao Paulo police station after giving himself up to the corrupt cops, shoots gang members while hanging upside down from a helicopter, and blows up a building he's standing on top of. Either he's totally nuts, extremely lucky, or just plain stupid.
It might have been stupidity or drunkenness, or maybe both. But before I knew it, I was back taking insane risks.
He's no superhero, nor does he have any superpowers. The total opposite, actually. Max in the third installment is more grounded than ever. The new Rage Engine physics model and Euphoria ragdolls affect not just the enemies, but Max as well. He can fail a shoot dodge if he hits an object in the world. Every bullet fired at Max deals major damage. Max is vulnerable, as he's always been since the first game. One mess up and Max is done. These are all the things that set him apart from a lot of other badass protagonists. His struggles with his past, his emotional journey, the Mona business, the entanglement with rich family politics in a foreign country, drug abuse and drunkenness, the loss, lust and loneliness, the deception, desperation and devastation. Everything about Max's life is somewhat relatable. He's as human as they come. And with all of this madness, him still surviving and coming out alive from every messy situation is commendable. Defying all odds, Max survives unimaginable pain, psychological torment, suffering, betrayal, a bullet to the head, experimental drugs, freezing temperatures, falling down a multi-story building, New York City gangs and criminals, the demons in his head, Sao Paulo's brutal criminals and police force, and a bunch more. Unlike characters who are often portrayed as nearly invincible or godlike, Max Payne is a more relatable and vulnerable protagonist. His physical and emotional struggles make him a character that players can empathize with, as he feels more human and grounded in reality. Max's struggles and his tragic story have shaped him into an unrelenting force, driven by vengeance and the desire to bring justice to those who shattered his life. One quote that comes to mind is from Batman vs. Superman, when Batman tells Superman,
You're not brave. Men are brave.
The reason Batman says this is because men don't have superpowers. When they stand against a foe and put their lives on the line, it makes them truly brave. And that's what Max Payne embodies. He stands up against those who wronged him, fighting relentlessly until he gets what needs to be done. He puts himself at risk, all while trying his best to protect others and seek his own revenge. Max's courage isn't born from invincibility, but from his humanity and sheer determination. With a kill count of 2,166, Max is an unstoppable killing machine with nothing to lose, which makes him the most badass video game protagonist of all time.